I had a reason to write a letter to somebody regarding accusations or concerns regarding tax fraud. She had been told that there was an amount of money she owed in taxes. She tried to pay. They rejected the first efforted payment, which was actually a return that she intended to have put into a United States savings bond. She tried again. She tried a third time. They told her to expect a notice in the mail on a specific day, but the notice in the mail she received did not actually come at the time they said it would, and it was not dated for the day they said it was going to be dated. Meanwhile, she had already paid it online. They just refused to process the tax payment. For over 45 days, they refused to process her tax payment. And then, all of a sudden, she got a notice. Well, they declined. They weren't going to process the tax payment. So she tried to pay again. They wouldn't accept it. It was as if there was some sort of understanding. No, we want you to pay this tax with a specific intention, and yes, it's illegal, but we're not going to process it, and we're not going to acknowledge you paid the tax until you do it the way we want you to. UCIS.gov I-212 application for permission to reapply for admission to the United States. That's the kind of tax you wanted her to pay? You stole her passport. You refused to reissue her a new passport. You refused to provide her with anybody to talk to that wasn't intentionally attempting to engage her in illegal activity that she was supposed to agree to commit to willingly. Did you want her to apply for permission to reapply? Did you want her to fill out an application for permission to reapply for admission to the United States as if she was some foreign born non citizen asking for permission to come back to her own country? Okay. Did you want her instead to do this? Which one was this? Internal Revenue Code. The one that she had seen here. CP-212 notice. Automatic notice sent to filers when they have more than one employer identification number. So, are there multiple concurrent electronic transactions operating on cryptos connected to biometric accounts you obtained under fraudulent pretenses, and you want her to pay that tax? If she pays that tax, will that be your understanding she's finally acknowledged that she's going to go ahead and relent on saying that it is coercion and electronic sexual assault when you try to compel her to engage in sexual activity to launder your money? Is that the tax you want her to pay? Well, how about this one? A212, self-employed individuals. No, I don't think that's the one you want. How about this one? IT-212, New York State, investment tax credit. See, unlike the one from the IRS, which has 27 questions, including question number 27, which is where you have to attest your oath that what you've said is accurate and you're not perjuring yourself, this one has 40 questions. Question number 40, amount of credit to be carried over to next year. Investment credit. Let me ask you a question. If they murder your mother in order to terminate whatever else they had going, on how many bond issues in the state of New York alone in the last 15 years? How many NITFA bond issues were brokered on your mother's water? How about that one from the New York Water Authority from the beginning of 2019 for $450 million? How about the one for $850 million in October of 2018? How about the one for $1.1 billion on May 15th of 2018? That one was actually another NITFA bond, wasn't it? Do you remember when they had to collect the tax for that one? See, you didn't pay for that tax, did you? Why was it allowed to be identified as a tax and not an investment credit? Or did somebody else claim it as their 212? If she pays that $12 to the federal government on your New York 212, would you accept the transaction this time? How many people were called up to the United States-Mexico border from Honduras on somebody else's IT-212 in time for that NITFA issue in October 2018? How about in time for that New York Water Authority bond issue in January 2019? How many other NITFA issues where people imported strategically to designations either throughout the United States or compelled to internal displacement so somebody else can claim it as investment credit on their IT-212? Does the New York Port Authority count? How about that bond for Albany, New York? Did they have an IT-212 in 1977? Fiduciaries, total investment credit, beneficiaries, estate or trust add back, description of property. Does demographic information count? Description of property, early dispositions. My goodness, it sounds so official, Carryover. Unused expired tax credits. Why didn't one member of Congress or the Senate, including but especially from the state of New York, say anything in the last 4 years about IT-212 when they refused to renew legislation concerning provision of federal employees' benefits, when they made changes to the congressional pension system legislatively, when they made changes to the presidential pension system, including through appropriations, when they snuck into the appropriations bill how the CIA was going to monitor the 2020 presidential and congressional election right underneath a specific select area concerning pension benefits. Why didn't one member of Congress or the Senate or one federal worker, including at, I don't know, the SEC, I don't know, Treasury, I don't know, Office of Comptroller Currency, I don't know, Department of Justice, I don't know, Office of Management and Personnel? Why didn't one of them say anything about IT-212?